Not the check. We're getting there, guys. We're getting there. A moment here. Sorry, we're a little bit late to the game today. We were having a couple issues. I'll be honest, I woke up super late too. My alarm didn't go off, so we were having a couple issues. I'm very sorry, guys. To anyone that was coming to hang out. We've got a 7-3 game. Baltimore in an early lead. Got a 7-3 game. Okay, making sure that my game audio for the actual game is not coming through. I had to get me some coffee, guys. Like, got the espresso running. I didn't have a chance to do my pregame notes, so it's going to be just more of a casual today. And we've got Devin Leary in the game for the Baltimore Ravens currently. Really excited to see what that young man's got from the University of Kentucky. I don't know about y'all. Oh, man, I need to check some stats here real quick. That's not where I want to be. Let's see. Try more. Let's see. I'll make sure I get this set up real nice here. There we go. That's a good game cast of it. Beautiful. Now I'll get this up on the other side. And overthrown by Devin Leary. Wearing number 13 today, too, for the Ravens. Something to keep an eye on. Unsure once I get a better look here. Let's get a look at the offensive line lineup. Get all my notes. So we had Jones, Voorhees, Cleveland, Falele with McCary and Rosengarten on the right side. So when we get back on offense, we'll see if we can see exactly, what our lineup is. Stout out there to punt the ball at approximately the 50-yard line. Stout lined up at the 35. Kick, high kick. Going to get a return out of this. Brooks makes a couple men miss. He's out to the 30-yard line as the Atlanta Falcons offense is going to come out here to get started. Looks like, and that's the end of the first half. So we're headed to halftime. I know we've just got started here. Again, apologies, guys. Like I said, we had a good bit of stuff going on. We usually don't do the games through Streamlabs. However, like we talked about yesterday, if you weren't here, guys, yesterday, last night, Friday night, we do our Jackbox games, or we debuted, I should say, our Jackbox games and Q&A on Friday nights. Make sure you come check out. We'll be doing that every Friday night. But we had recently just did a soft reset of the computer. Had to do a lot of stuff to get the computer ready a little more. And we because of that, like case in point, I had to reinstall OBS. I didn't understand that it was going to clear everything in my OBS, which I should have. And when it did that, guys, I was like, crap, I'm already running behind today. I do not have time. In the future, we're probably going to be doing games in OBS and any of our fun events, our interviews, our Jackbox gaming, our Around the Bay, and our fantasy football shows are all going to be in StreamYard for easier collaboration efforts. So giving a quick recap of what we missed so far, Josh Johnson, there was a lot of discussions, even on the BaltimoreRavens.com, of is Josh Johnson really the backup that we need here in Baltimore? And there's been a lot of chatter among the fans regarding this subject. Sorry, I'm still drinking my espresso, guys. We were up till like 4 in the morning last night. We got off Jackbox Gaming, I think, with the guys at like 2 in the morning. And again, if you didn't go watch that stream. We were going for 3 hours strong yesterday. We were literally crying, laughing. It was such a good stream. Welcome in Philly Special Cards, my boy. Of course, Philly was on our Jackbox Gaming show last night. We were having a blast, guys. But back to the football, Josh Johnson on the day, 11 of 11 for 120 yards and a touchdown, 1 sack for 12 yards, 142-point rating. That's some good numbers right there. On the opposite side of the ball for the Atlanta Falcons, we've got Taylor Heineke, 6 of 12 for 83 yards, no sacks, no interceptions. So really not a bad stat line in my opinion. Um, So, of course, looking over the Atlanta Falcons draft, we all know the first round pick of Michael Penix at 8 was a huge surprise, a shocker. The thing that, like I said, I kept stressing, I'm really excited to see this young defensive line of the Atlanta Falcons. So Penix, the shock pick. I believe they traded up in the third round to get the second round to get the third overall pick in the second round. Took Rook Orahoro out of Clemson. Really love the young man. They've got to list as D tackle. I think he's going to play a little more D in. Braylon Trice, we were super excited for the edge rusher out of Washington. However, he's done, headed to IR, done for the year. The main reason why they traded for Matthew Judon from the New England Patriots. They continue this trend in the NFL in 3 straight picks, taking another defensive lineman in Brandon Dorless. So Orahoro, Trice, Dorless, all supposed to be defensive tackles, edge players. Um, but Washington, Dorless really dipping on that West Coast edge there. And eventually took Zion Logue, I believe, a nose tackle out of Georgia as well at the very end of that draft. Uh, look at the rest of their picks, J.D. Bertrand, Jace McClellan, the running back out of Alabama, and Casey Washington. Not a lot of, guys that really stare them down there, but those first 4 picks, honestly, huge to keep an eye on. We're looking to see if we see a little bit of Orahoro or Dorless in this game. And we're checking. I want to make sure I get this right. I'm pulling up their draft class. So, of course, they're continuing on the 2023 draft class. Bijan Robinson, again, they had the 8th overall pick. Matthew Bergeron, their offensive lineman, Zach Harrison. Fun thing, Zach Harrison, so their edge rusher they took at Ohio State last year, if I'm not mistaken, recorded the longest arm measurements out of any edge rusher at the combine last year. I want to say he had a little bit of health issues, but it says he played 13 games. He played less than one third of the defensive snaps for 14 games. So didn't get a lot last year. 2 quarterback hits, 2 tackles for a loss, and 26 tackles. They're hoping that again that edge and defensive line of Atlanta could be really exciting to watch this year because there is a lot of potential because of how young they are. Clark Phillips the third played in 4 appearances for the Falcons, mostly as special teamers last year, defensive back. So didn't have a lot of draft picks last year, but a decent amount this year. Of course, the Ravens draft class, it's no secret. We're kind of probably going to wait on Nate Wiggins before the rest of the season. Rosengarten's already getting some good looks at right tackle. Adisa Isaac's got to be one of the people I'm the most excited for. Um, Last year, if you weren't watching the Raven games, we talked about it. They did it. We've talked about it after. We made sure that people are asking who's the unsung hero of the Ravens. Malik Harrison, the Ohio State linebacker. The Ravens could not stop the run to save their lives last season on one of the sides. Most of the side where Clowney was the majority of his snaps. So much so that in obvious running situations, the Baltimore Ravens had a sub base package where Malik Harrison came in, or I should say a sub personnel package of the base package, where Malik Harrison would come in at the outside linebacker position because he was able to hold the edge way better than any other linebacker on the roster. A lot of people have been talking about Adisa and his pass rush potential, and, he's gotten a couple in camp. But Adisa, PFF had, I believe, like a 10.0% run stop rate, one of the best run stop rates out of all edge players in the draft. That's what I'm excited about from Adisa. I wanna see a linebacker that can set the edge, not have to come out for, run packages, while still providing a hopefully, in his rookie season, somewhere between a 4 to 8 sack number rate with some really good pressures. Um, but honestly, the first 5 picks, including the 2 in the 4th round, absolutely love every pick there. It's a little bit after that, the Ravens draft board definitely didn't line up with what I had intended in my draft board. Rasheen Ali, I really hope you do well, my guy, but I had a lot of other running backs on my draft board that I would have taken. Devin Leary, I had him on my draft special. I thought he was intriguing, so I can't like really hate that pick. Um, so Nick Smack and Sanusi Kane, though Kane looked really good in the last preseason game. I hope his Stinger's doing okay. I don't know if we saw any Smack, to be honest with you, which is a little concerning, I thought. But this might be a deep Raven offensive line for the Ravens, and we're excited about it. Girlfriend. Girlfriend's going to buy some rugs real quick for the dog. It was a long last night, guys. After we finished off the Jackbox gaming, winding down, making like a snack, and then I had to take the trash out, take the dog for a walk. And while I took the trash out and took the dog for a walk, all of a sudden my dog started like limping on one of her legs, and we were super concerned last night, and I could tell like something wasn't feeling good for her. She was being super extra cuddly and not wanting to get up. So I had all last night. Our little Nani, her name's Nani, Nani. It's oh, what up, Penguin, my guy? But her name's Nani, Nani. She's my Boo Bear. I would legitimately fight a black bear to protect my dog. If you ever see an article, Florida man jumps in water to fight 15-foot alligator to save his dog, you can guarantee that was your boy Darwin. And I'm gonna win that fight. I'm a real Southern boy. But, so we I had her all cuddled up right at the top of the bed with me. She stayed cuddled up with us all last night. But let's talk a little bit about some of these position battles. The Ravens are still looking for someone to step up here. Running back, of course, Rasheed Ali's had some fumble problems. I think Owen Wright had a fumble in practice. I really think that's one of the main reasons why the Ravens signed Kelly from the Browns, to be honest with you. I think they want a veteran that's not gonna cough up the ball. Currently, Chris Collier and Owen Wright getting the majority of the carries for the Baltimore Ravens today. Owen Wright, though, 8 carries for 9 yards. No one averaging more than 2 yards a carry. Not a good look right now. On the opposite side of the ball, Carlos Washington Jr., the running back for the Falcons, 9 carries for 39 yards with a 4.3 average. Not bad. The second position the Baltimore Ravens are looking to find someone to step up is the last wide receiver spot. Kirkwood had made some really good catches last game. He's got some great ones already. 2 catches, 37 yards on 2 targets. So catching everything going his way. Tylan Wallace, who I'm still banging the table for like I used to for Duvernay and Prochet, 1 catch for 31 yards. And the recent signing from the Bears, Anthony Miller, I think a guy that the Ravens want to win that last position spot, also brings some serious special teams potential. Could he possibly be replacing Deontay Hardy? The Ravens signed him to a 1-year deal for the Buffalo Bills to be that special teams return guy, and I don't think he's really impressed in camp. And from the get-go, from the very get-go, go back and check my tweets. The moment we signed him, I said, guys, this is a wasted signing. I'm sorry, but I'd rather have a young guy have the potential to step up here. Tylan Wallace took one back to the house in the Rams game, which I called that week. I was literally on a preview. We've got a clip of it. My boy Payo Time, the LA Rams fan, great guy. Go check out his content. But I was talking to him. I said, man, I think we're in tune for a big special teams play this week. And then, boom, Thailand takes it back to the house. It was super exciting to see. Oh, we've got a fumble. So in Cleveland, our And if those that don't know the Ravens, Ben Cleveland, our starting right guard, has been playing at center in the preseason, which is great. It's probably going to guarantee his roster spot, but it looks like he lost a fumble there. That Brandon Dorless got back. Let me see who got the sack. Oh, congrats. Rook Oro Horo, their second round pick, third overall in the second round. Looks like he got that first sack. So that's a good sign for them. You know what I'm saying? Eddie Jackson looks like he's getting some playing time. He's got 3 tackles on the day so far, so that's good to see. Darius Washington, Trent Simpson got 2, Adisa got 2, Tavius Robinson. We haven't mentioned Tavius yet. Tavius is another guy that the Baltimore Ravens are super, super excited about. Drafted him was in the 5th round 2 years ago. That kind of like just like when we drafted Matthew Judon from Grand Valley State in the 5th round. Baltimore, Matthew Judon, Pernell McPhee, Zadarius Smith. We've got a lot of those guys where the Baltimore Ravens take them 4th to 6th round, somewhere in that range, and develop them. And it usually does take 3 years to get them going. And we've got the kickoff here. Looks like Baltimore are going to be kicking to the Atlanta Falcons to start this game. And we're going to get a good look here at the new kickoff rule. And again, welcome, 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 guys, to anyone that's joining us here on the channel today. We appreciate y'all coming in and hanging out with us. We got Poe dancing up on the screen as we got number 35 and I believe 12 back for the Atlanta Falcons to get started here in the 3rd quarter. And we've got a penalty as looks like the Ravens went for like a squib-style kick that bounced around the 20-yard line. A little close to the right sideline at the numbers on the right. So you got to be a little careful because you can still catch that illegal kicking penalty and where they pull ball up to the 40-yard line. I'm really excited, though. I don't know about you, chat, but I know once the season starts, these kickoffs are going to dramatically change. But we'll find out about it. Let's see. We got 2 fouls on the kicking team. Illegal formation. Penalty is declined. Short kick of the landing zone. Ooh! And just like kicking this ball out of bounds, since the kick landed short of the landing zone, the ball will be placed at the 40-yard line for the Atlanta Falcons. So they're going to get some great. Oh, what a sack by Orahora. We just got to see that up on the TV. And that young defensive line getting in the backfield, good job stopping the run as well. They've got something to be excited about there in Atlanta. And let's take a look here what we got. We missed apparently a play due to just how it's going. And I'm sorry guys that the Gamecast is ahead of me, and I'm so sorry. And I wish there was a way for me to fix it. Like I really wish there was. I don't know how. And we've got the ball at the 42-yard line as the Falcons get started here with another run off the left side and across the 50-yard line, and that's going to be another first down, I believe. 14 minutes and ticking as the Ravens hold a 7-3 lead here in the second half of this Saturday noon game. And here we go. We're getting a little bit. And what I hate here is this is what we saw against the Eagles. They're just running off left guard every single time and saying, "Stop me." We've got Tupu in there at nose tackle, 94 in as well. And a good pass over the middle by Heineke, to number 19 of the Falcons. And that's going to be another first down at the 20-yard line. A little bit of play action left. Pulling the pocket as well. So shifting the pocket, shifting the whole line left. Number 19 coming on just a post across the middle, sinks in there between Jalen Armour Davis and I believe that's Pepe Williams. Falcons in the red zone. Ball on the 19-yard line. Handoff going up the middle. Got a hole. Makes a man miss. And that's going to be Jalen Armour Davis with a touchdown saving tackle. 12:55 and going. And there we go again. They're running off left guard center off that A gap on the left side. And just absolutely, like I said, going through us like it's nothing. I might, I want to be able, y'all be able to see. There we go. I want y'all to be able to see what the last play was technically on the game cast as well. Apologies. And I'm so, I'm going to try to wait. I've got to blow my nose so bad, guys, but with the second and goal. So I'm going to try to hold off for just a second here. 12:25 on the clock here in the third, as Raheem Morris, the rookie head coach, looking to lead his Falcons to a win here in the second preseason game. Empty set here for the Falcons. 5 wide, trips right formation. Ravens only going to bring 4. No pressure from the Ravens. Quick little out pass, and that's going to be third and goal. Ball looks like at the 5, maybe 6-yard line. Not much there. Might be setting up their next play. If I was the Falcons, I'm not going to lie here. I'm taking a chance on halfback draw. The Ravens have shown no ability to stop the run. On third and goal from the 5, I expect the Ravens probably going to and walk them out like 4 wide. Oh, they're doing it. Trips right. One back, solo back. Ravens look like they might be bringing some pressure, though, off the outside right. I'm sorry, the left side of the Falcons line, right of the defense. Let's see if they do. Here he comes. Picked it up, little fade route, and Heineke just overthrows his man slightly. That's Washington, number 82, who he's looking for. And Heineke showing some frustration after he missed it. He got the one-on-one. He had great blocking on the left side. 28, the halfback throwing an excellent cut block there on the defensive back blitzing on the left side of the offensive line. And Heineke knows he let one slip right there as field goal teams coming out for Atlanta. And Raheem giving Heineke some words of encouragement. They're having a little laugh. That's good to see. That's a good head coach right there. And pardon me, guys. Give me one moment. I'm going to blow my nose, and I'll be right back. Bear with me one moment. And I apologize, guys. Sorry about that. Like I said, I had to quickly use the restroom as well. Blow my nose, got a drink. Get settled in here for the rest of this half. 3rd and 1 as the Ravens offense now is moving all at the 32 after the run here. That should be a first down, so should have a fresh set of downs as the Ravens move down the field here. Believe that is Emory Jones in the game now. So Devin Leary done for the day. Well, very interesting if that is true. I believe that's Quadre Ismail in there at tight end for the Ravens, and that is Emory Jones. And low ball on a roll out right, number 84, his intended receiver, should say tight end. And this is QB4 basically for the Ravens. And now, okay, offensive line. I see Cleveland, Falele, Rosengarten. Try to get that actual offensive line up here for you. I believe that's Collier in it, halfback. Man, I cannot see on whatever broadcast this is. It's not the best broadcast, to be 100% honest. Emery and a laser with tight coverage, and that's Ismail, son of Quadre Ismail. That's Kadir Ismail. My apologies. Really trying to get this offense line. I don't think Voorhees is in. Number 62 in for left guard for the Ravens. Is that 50 or 60 for the Ravens at left tackle? Getting their numbers so I can get this 100% correct here. 62 is Tashawn Manning, and number 60, Julian Pearl. So Voorhees not in the game for the Ravens. Jones, McCary not in the game for the Ravens. Cleveland, Falele still in a right guard. Rosengarten in at right tackle. So the Ravens kind of showing a little more of this right side, getting them. But the left side of the line and the center, of course, Ben Cleveland, they're kind of done. So really only watching the right side of the offensive line. Ooh, Rosengarten with some good run blocking on that. That's all we're looking at this point, guys. Ismail's another good. Oh, we got a Kelly sighting. So, of course, the Baltimore Ravens brought in John Kelly Jr. from, I believe, the Browns as a free agent signing. He's in the game now, just got his first run for 3 yards. So we're watching right guard, right tackle, number 33, who's back in the game. A little bit of Kadir Ismail, and then maybe a little bit of these young wide receivers. But most people, oh, screen, and it's blown up by the Atlanta defender. That's number 35, Brooks. Oh, big tackle on that play. Great jobs. Natrone Rooks read that all day. Number 82, Ryan, with some horrible blocking on the screen. That's going to be on the tape for all the coaches. You got to be able to set your screen right there and not allow him to come through. And he did not do that. 4 wide here for the Baltimore Ravens. Atlanta looks like they they're going to bring pressure. They back out of it. Jones with a good pocket and delivers a ball that is incomplete, dropped by number 18. And Brooks having a pretty good day here for the Atlanta Falcons, making a name for himself. And we've got Scout out here to kick. And man, they're talking Brooks, the Falcons player they were just mentioned. We were just talking about back there actually as the punt returner, I believe. He's calling a fair catch and good catch at the 14. So Atlanta going to get a chance out here. 7:02 here in the third. As I wonder if the Falcons are going to stick with Henneke or if we're going to get maybe a Michael Penix sighting. I don't know about y'all, that would be what I would really like to see. I wanna see a little bit of Penix, but, we'll see. I had to make a note, guys, if I got any Falcon fans in here, Natrone Brooks having himself a day, 7 tackles, 5 solo, 1 for a loss, which was that screen he just blew up on the, bottom right. He was in quarters coverage and made a great play on the very next ball. Natrone Brooks, let's hold on. I'm gonna pull up his player profile. It's one of those ones. If Natrone Brooks hits a practice squad as a team, oh, he's a rookie. Oh, that's beautiful. First season out of Southern Miss. Is he an undrafted rookie free agent? I feel like because I don't see a draft pick, I feel like that's exactly. If so, congratulations, guys. By the way, you might have just hit on an undrafted rookie free agent. But so notes we just quickly made. We've got Brooks, of course, playing really good for the Falcons. Ryan, the wide receiver for the Baltimore Ravens, was the one that gave up that screen block. So that's really going to hurt his stock. On Kelly's first run of the game, Rosengarten actually got through his first block, got to the next level, and got on his guy, which is exactly what you want to see. Um, I don't know if it was Falele that needed to drive his guy a little more, maybe, but I know one of the main things I think uh, Cole Jackson, writer and scout, like a scout and self scout writer though for the BaltimoreRavens.com. Great guy, great content, great film study. Like I'm gonna be 100% honest. Cole Jackson slightly is a little bit more of the goals, like a blend of what I want to do and what, of course, he does. Like, because of course I don't think he does the games. I don't think he does anything like that. He's not going to be doing Jackbox gaming. But I guess I should say goals for scouts and film review a little bit. I'd love to be able to just sit down with the dude and study film and talk. That sounds like a great day to me. A great day spent. And I think Heineke's still in the game. Little play action, and oh, that's a bad ball way behind his wide receiver with no pressure on him. You got to deliver that ball. Okay, that is John Paddock, I believe. So Heineke's day is over. Paddock getting a look here. I wonder if, hey, what up, guys? Welcome back, Philly, and welcome in, CR, my guy. How you doing tonight? Who's your team, by the way? Trips left formation here for the Falcons. Ravens definitely in his zone coverage. And pass over the middle. Pretty good hit by number 57 of the Ravens. But still a pretty good game. That's going to be Yavandy Rigby. So Ravens, oh, okay, that's right. I think you told me that. Man, how y'all gonna have like 3 starting running backs down there in Miami? And that's pretty funny, my guy. I actually live here in Florida. I'm about 2 out. I'm over here in Fort Myers. So fins up. Welcome into the channel, my guy. That's going to be Maddox looking left, and man, he's looking pretty accurate right now. Might be staring down his wide receivers a little bit. We're going to keep an eye on that, but 6:10 here in the third as the Falcons are looking to take the lead. Oh, they're showing a little bit of Michael Penix from last week, and man, he really does look good. That was a beautiful spiral on the ball. My God. How do you feel, CR? Did you watch your game last week with the Falcons, and how do you feel about Michael Penix Jr. if you did? Oh yeah, no way Kirk's playing right now. Right now it's preseason. Ain't no way Kirk Cousins, like just like Lamar Jackson, would ever see the field. So welcome in, my guy. Thanks for coming and hanging out with us this weekend. 5:25 and ticking, a second and 7 as the ball is on the 33. I'm sorry, the 28-yard line. And Maddox getting pressured as he rolls out and going to be just a little short on that. You got to be careful throwing that pass. If the defender has his head whipped around and gets eyes on the ball on that underthrown pass, that's a pick six taking it to the house. You gotta be careful throwing that ball in the NFL, man. He got hit, though, as he let that one go. John Paddock, though, looking kinda good right now, I ain't gonna lie to you. Let's try to see watch his eye discipline specifically on this next play. Strong right formation here for the Falcons, a little bit of a hard count. He is staring that down. His head never went back to the middle or left side of the field. He kinda started mid, looked right, and then his eyes never came back. Yeah, dude, I saw that the Texans have been playing CJ Stroud, and I think that's absolutely nuts. But, you do you. Every coach has their own, philosophy, and, I'm glad to see that Penix was looking good. And we've got number 3 back for the Baltimore Ravens to return this ball. That's gonna be Deontay Hardy, so we're gonna get a good look here finally at him. Let's see if he can make something happen. 4:30 and ticking here in the 3rd. Ravens with some pretty good return coverage. He's gonna get a good chance here. Makes one man miss up the middle, and he should have broke that right as a decent return on it, but feel like it could have been bigger with how good the blocking was. So the Ravens had 2 defenders left, 1 right. Ball went right towards the overwhelming advantage for the Ravens. The 2 defenders on the left side for the Ravens were able to force the gunner out of bounds pretty heavily too, like on the opposite side of that white, line for the coaches, basically, which really made him fight to get back in bounds, or the Ravens could get a good penalty out of that potentially. On the right side of the formation on the solo, the Ravens defender did a good job on the line, getting him a little bit, met him kind of inhibiting his progress about halfway down, and was basically able to secure a good steal on him as catch was made. It was great return coverage by the Ravens. Like I said, a pretty good return by Hardy, but I don't know, man. Deep down in my heart, I feel like that could have been a bigger return. Maybe I'm just being a little bit crazy. CR says their whole starting lineup is playing, and so is the Giants. That's the thing, though. If you're going to play CJ Stroud, you better play every starting offensive lineman. You know what I'm saying? You got to protect the assets. And on that note, if someone touches Stroud, cut block everybody on the next one. I remember seeing the Baltimore Ravens do that, I think, to the Steelers one game. You just turned 12 2 months ago, my guy. Well, happy late birthday. Oh, man. The Dolphins, though, man, as long as Jalen and, it's Chubb, right? Chubb's over there now. They both, blew their Achilles out last year or something like that. MetLife Stadium taking people's Achilles. That was so heartbreaking. The Dolphins had a Super Bowl team last year until their edge rushers started dropping like flies. And then, of course, I believe towards later in the year, there was a little bit of injury with Tyreek and stuff like that. And then just not securing that first game home field advantage in the wild cards against the Bills, and then having to travel to KC basically in the freezing. Oh, talk about just unlucky. 4:18 as the Ravens are going to get started here. Handoff going right, and Natron Brooks, man, making another tackle for the Falcons. He is continuing to have a stellar day. He looks quick. And the Ravens running back on that play, I missed it. But halfback looked pretty quick on that play. 38 in there. And Jones rolling right. Got a man. That's number 84, that Sharp, the tight end. And that's a guy that's probably, not to be mean, probably doesn't really have much of a chance of making the roster, but always good to put some film of you making some plays. Pretty good job by the offensive line, and I think the Ravens have everyone out. 71 in at right tackle. I don't even know if Cleveland's still in the game, to be honest with you. That is not Cleveland. So the Ravens now have all backups in at the offensive line, no starters left in the game. So we are officially at true, true, true. Emory Jones got a man deep on the left, and that's number 18 with a deep touchdown. And he's celebrating as he should. That's going to be Dayton Wade, one of the guys fighting for a camp spot. And let's watch here. Going to be a little bit double move. Oh, just got him on that curl go, basically. Sit down, and especially if your quarterback can give you a little bit of pump fake right there and sell it even harder. And good job tracking the ball. Great throw by Emory. And he walks in to take a, I'm sorry, that's going to be a 14-6 lead after, of course, the PAT. And Raheem Morris definitely a little upset on that. That was a great double move. But of course, that's probably was against, like a fifth, sixth string corner for the Atlanta Falcons. So, and Baltimore taking a timeout. Are they going to go for two maybe just to test it? Is like, are they maybe like, hey, Stout, you want to kick? Are they getting the other backup guy that we signed, the punter that's been taking some field goals? I saw he missed from like two earlier in training camp, the final day of training camp, and then he hit like a 40-plus yarder, and then everyone was hyping him up. But we'll see. Raheem's laughing a little bit. And the Ravens are going to go for two. I knew it. I think, yeah, he was basically calling a timeout to tell Raheem, basically, like, not to be like, a dick about it. That is good sportsmanship. Love to see it. Emory Jones going for two here. Halfback motion out the backfield. They're going there, and oh, he's blown up on the play. And that's Brooks making a great read on the play. Again, Brooks. If Brooks don't make the roster in Atlanta, somebody got to grab that kid. That is crazy. Oh, pardon me. We're going through a bout of sickness. I was sick. I had 102 fever and 111-degree Florida temperatures when we were moving it like 2 weeks ago. Uh, we might have got like the new COVID strain right after because Florida's has the highest rate of infections in the entire U.S. And then like my girlfriend's dealing with I think some upper respiratory thing now, probably because kids are getting ready to go back to school. She works with kids, so she's getting towards the end of it. I think I'm about to get it, so it's unavoidable. You know, I tell her I'm like I don't even care, just cough. It's okay. I love you. We live in the same house. I'll be all right. Oh, and with that, we finished our last sip of espresso. So, so good. We're gonna get the Ravens koozie. So we've got our one of our favorite little things here. It's a Ravens like mini helmet. That's also a koozie. So of course you hold the helmet as your grip. We got a little soda. I think it's super cool. Maybe I'm just easily impressed. But for anyone that's coming out, has come out, hang out with us today, I greatly appreciate y'all. We're gonna probably keep powering through this to finish the game, even though it's preseason. This is sometimes a hard to watch football. You know what? Let's address a rumor real quick about the Baltimore Ravens. There was some dude on Twitter that was talking and 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 reposting some bull about my boy Brent Urban being on the roster bubble for the Baltimore Ravens. I call garbage. I call garbage. I've always been a Brent Urban fan. I was sad when he left the team. I'm glad he came back. He plays as a great veteran at a great price for us. Um, he finished his contract last year. The Baltimore Ravens brought him back on another 1 year deal. There's no way they're going to do him like that. He's still got that a little bit of that juice, and he does what we want him to do. We're not asking him to be a double digit sack kind of guy. We know exactly what we're getting out of him. We feel comfortable with that. And like Lacey and Kate said, they were making fun of the dude a little bit. I saw it was fun to watch. I didn't put my 2 cents in. I had some stuff going on myself, but it was fun to watch. And with, of course, the 2 point conversion not being successful, Brooks making that great play. Let me correct it. Officially 13-6. And they're showing Grady Jarrett there. Grady Jarrett, big shout out. The dude really doesn't get the love that a lot of these other defensive tackle get. He's one of those unsung heroes down there, I feel like. And he's going to be the leader in that positional group, and of course the locker room in general. But with like we talked about at the beginning of the stream, Atlanta has a lot of really young defensive linemen and edge rushers, and I think Grady's probably a great veteran and like teacher to them, mentor, I should say. Second and 8 here as they're doing some player interviews. Uh, 48, 50, 56. Short pass left, and who is that? 41. Daryl Worley. That makes sense. 41 in that zone coverage. You could see he was reading the quarterback's eyes the entire time, and he was already breaking out of his zone before the quarterback threw the ball. If that ball came anywhere near Daryl, he was going to make an interception, but it went far to the other side, outside the hash marks. 2:09 here in the third. Strong right formation here for the Falcons. Ravens might be bringing a little bit of pressure on the edge. No, he's definitely in coverage. Yep, he is. And Maddox hit as he throws. It might have been intercepted or it came down. We'll have to find out. But Maddox takes a huge hit on the left side of the Ravens defensive line. Let's watch this replay. I'm sorry, that's Paddock. I keep calling him Maddox. And he's looking, and a Ravens defender jumping, and 57 almost makes the interception. It might be, it's going to be ruled incomplete since no one was able to establish possession. And that's Deontay Hardy back again for the Ravens. And Ravens in max return here, 2 defenders on each side here. So they're going to give Deontay Hardy, hopefully, the best chance to return this ball. Atlanta on the 33, going to be kicking this away. So I feel like Hardy should get this ball on his own 30 to start the return, maybe depending on the punter, the 40. But this is going to be a good look here. Ball away. Ravens left side or left. Their right side failed. They let a guy through 2v1, and Hardy's not even going to get a chance. So Atlanta kicked the ball to the right side of Baltimore's formation, Atlanta's left side, technically. So I'm going to speak from Atlanta's perspective here. On Atlanta's left side, again, we're in max return look there, and the Atlanta gunner on the left side of the formation broke through 2 Ravens as the kick went left for Atlanta. Great play by the returner. I'm sorry, the gunner for the Falcons on the left side, but that's absolute bad return on for the Ravens. And whoever was on that side is definitely going to have some stock loss on special teams from the coach. 140 on the clock as the first play, Kelly in there, number 33, getting a good look with a good run off the left guard. And there's Zion Logue. I believe that's the Falcons' 6th-round pick in there, number 59. If you're a Falcons fan, that's a good person to keep an eye on. Ismail in motion left for the Ravens. Emery going that way with a handoff. And there's Kelly with a good run, but 41 in there for the Falcons with a great tackle. And of course, there they're talking about for the Falcons, got Matthew Judon after the Braylon Trice injury, and Justin Simmons, their other recent acquisition from free agency, signed a 1-year, $8 million contract. Uh, they already had signed a safety, I believe, last year at free agency. So that Atlanta defense, really young on the defensive line, got some really good veterans in the second level and third level of the defense. And Emery making a man miss, still on his feet somehow makes 3 fouls miss, but I don't think he really got anywhere. Going to bring up probably second and 10. Might have got back to the line of scrimmage. And I mean, get Justin Simmons for 8 and Matthew Judon this year for like 6.5 million. No. Judon definitely deserves more money than what he's got now. I really hope he does get a deal, to be honest with you. I'm rooting for you, Matthew. And that's going to bring us actually to the end of the third quarter. And there they're showing us the things, number line. Matthew Judon, 28 sacks between 2021 and 2022. Falcons, 39. So he's almost had as many sacks as the entire Atlanta defense. And Atlanta, I don't know if they still play the 4-3 down there at Mercedes-Benz. I believe that's their stadium. If they do, Judon might get more opportunities to rush. And I think that was something he didn't like. I think that there were some plays in Baltimore where we weren't rushing Judon. They were dropping Judon back in coverage. Judon's like, let me eat, dog. As we say in Rocket League, let him cook. Let him cook, boys. Let him cook. Feel me? Sometimes you just got to take a step back and appreciate your teammate. Just watch and be like, "Mm, that boy eat." You feel me? But we're having fun here today, man. We had a super late last night. Again, if you weren't here last night, guys, we were doing Jackbox Gaming, the first ever time here on the channel, as well as like a little bit of Q&A. Not much Q&A going on, but we were having an absolute riot last night playing these Jackbox games. It's kind of like Card Against Humanity style games. Like really, like I kept stressing, these are jokes. 100% jokes, I promise. Like, do not reflect all of our views. But we were like crying laughing at some of the games. And it's actually only the first pack of games. We've got a bunch of other different games to try. I'll probably try out a new game pack next week. But every Friday night, 10 p.m. Eastern time, make sure you come check us out here. Uh, again, future content, guys, coming up here Tuesday the 20th. Next week, we've got an interview with Kyle Kitts, a Denver Broncos fan, NFL fan. There's a lot of good content. We were supposed to have an interview last year with Kyle, but I forgot what came up. But something came up last minute, and I had to cancel on him. So good that we're getting that again. That's going to be 9 p.m. Eastern time again on Tuesday the 20th. Of course, we're going to have Jackbox Gaming again this Friday, finishing up with Saturday the 24th, the final preseason game at Lambeau Stadium versus Green Bay. The next week, hopefully, we will have our live fantasy football Thursday the 29th. If I can get the league ready and going. If not, I will join a random league and we'll do it off that. But Ravens here, second and 12 as Jones gets started here in the fourth quarter. Ball on the 30-yard line. And oh my God, Kelly gets caught. And Brooks just absolutely levels Kelly coming out of the backfield. Oh my God, they have might have hit gold on this young man. And he's just reading the backfield, playing deep there, probably playing in a cover 4. And oh my God, it's either cover. I don't know whether that was cover 3, cover 4. He was playing pretty deep to be a cover 2, not really covering the flat. So, oh my God. Da-da-da, da-da-da. can catch that on ESPN later. Emery gets the pass off over the middle, and oh my God, Kelly with the catch. I feel like you could tell he was like scared after he caught that ball. He's like, I'm about to get hit. I'm about to get hit. And I feel like he was surprised he didn't get hit. Poor Kelly. Oh my God. Oh my gosh. I think also all the talking, like I just have such sinus issues. I'm so sorry. And I can't be like, I'm not trying to like make some nasty noise on stream. First and 10 for the Falcons. Apparently, I missed something. Oh, and run off the left side. And that's 41. Daryl Worley with a good tackle coming from the opposite side of the formation, tracking that play down. That's a real veteran play right 13-15 here in the fourth quarter. Again, Ravens lead 13-6. Ball on the 15-yard line for the Falcons. Strong right formation. Let's see if the run goes that way. It's up. Oh, it's going to be a quarterback keeper, and he's going to be either at the line to gain or just a yard short after the run. That was, they even pulled the cameraman. Yep, they're going to rule him just short. So that's going to be like 3rd and 1 or 3rd and inches here. 12:50 and ticking. And a lot of the Falcon veterans giving some love right there to was that Nero? I'm sorry, Brooks. Let me double check here. Like Natrone Brooks. My apologies. I want to make sure I get the name right. Put some respect on his name. Run, going up the middle, left guard spot. Good run and extra yards. Number 30 for the Falcons. That's McClellan. Let's watch McClellan up here. He's going right guard, cuts back to the left, and man, sheds a defensive tackle before. That's good running through contact right there. That's number 93 he sheds off for the Ravens. Of course, that number used to be worn by Calais Campbell, now worn by DeAndre Sinat of the Ravens. So a little bit of down on Sinat right there. Handoff going left. That's a stretch play. Cut back, and I believe that's going to be a tackle for a loss. Number 68 for the Ravens there. And again, a lot of these guys probably going to be practice squad or not even. That's CJ Ravenel, someone who had a really good game last week, if I'm not mistaken, and that a lot of people in the Baltimore Ravens, the Raven flock community, were hoping might flash a little bit this game. And I'm guessing that might have been our first real sighting of him. 2nd and 8, 4 wide here for the Falcons. Quick little screen right. Makes a man miss, and pretty good game. Going to bring up a 3rd and short. Ball looks like at about the 47-yard line, almost on the Ravens side of the field. So first down will put the Falcons on to the other side of the 50. Officially 3rd and 1, 10:55 on the clock here in the fourth quarter. As after some big hits on the last drive to Paddock, looking a little more settled in this drive. 3rd and 1, handoff up the middle, and good play by 69 and 50 of the Ravens, but I believe that's going to be a first down. That's Josh Tapu, and I believe, was that Adisa Isaac? We got an Adisa Isaac sighting? Okay, number 50 is Adisa's. Adisa now 5 tackles, 2 solos, so just in there a lot. We were also hoping to see some Cooper Buck Jr. sightings here for the Ravens, someone who's flashed a little bit in camp, and That's a pass complete to number 80, Ollie over the middle, and that's a big first down for the Falcons, moving deep into Ravens territory here. So ball on the 50, a little play action rolling left, throws it on the crosser, and he's going to be down, I believe, close to the 35-yard line. A little strong formation here, expecting to run. It's a play action left, going to the flat, and number 6 for the Ravens, making a good tackle, sliding in there. And that's Russell Gage for the Ravens. What number is there? Let's see his number. 2nd and 8. And like they're talking right there, that play was set up by the run. The play action on the big pass was set up because of how well they're running the ball. I'm hoping that Zach Orr's just like, I don't care about stopping the run right now. It's preseason. If I want to stop the run, I would switch to this. And coach is like, that's exactly what I wanted to hear. I'll be honest. I know it's preseason. It doesn't matter. And the personnel and the but maybe it's me. I'm so used to the Ravens' depth showing later in the preseason, and just like being able to take away anything we wanted. And I see us cut these runs down a little more. But again, maybe hear me out. I got a weird, crazy argument. Maybe they're like, dude, don't even push these runs. The runs are where you're getting hurt. Just have fun out there, guys. It's free. Maybe, maybe. I don't know. But if I was a guy fighting for a roster spot on the inside, I would be trying to make a statement right. Ravens look like they're bringing pressure. They're lined up double A gap blitz, zero cover zero. They go for it, and there's going to be pass interference on number 24 for the Ravens. And that's unfortunate. Number 24 being worn by Demarion Williams. So that's going to hurt Demarion a little bit here. Let's see if we get a replay. We've got one. So great blitz pickup by the Atlanta Falcons backup line. And let's see. Uh, it's nitpicky, but technically he is kind of on top of him, not looking for the ball. A little nitpicky, but I hate to call it. That's probably the correct call. In the Super Bowl, they wouldn't call that. Let's just put it like that. But the guy fell at the Atlanta Falcons player fell at the end of play. If he hadn't fallen, I don't think they would have thrown the flag. To be 100% honest. 8:25 here in the fourth as the Falcons in a 2nd and 9 as they're looking to tie this game up. I have a feeling Raheem's going to go for 2 as well at the end of this. Just like the Ravens did, just to get practice in on it. You know what I'm saying? That was probably like a little agreement with the timeout. Looking left, and that might have been intercepted. Number 6. Oh, fumble though. But a ground probably called the fumble, and Paddock, receiver, not looking for the ball. As number 6 for the Ravens had the interception, that's Bew Braid, who's leading the Ravens in tackles as well. There's Cooper Jr., 31, Bird. And is it a fumble? Oh, he looks defeated. Let's get the official ruling. They're going to further review it. So, was he down by contact? Did the ground cause the fumble? But I guess since he's not touched, it would be a fumble still, even if the ground caused it. Let's see if it's even an interception. That's that looks like it hit the ground, in my opinion. That might not even be an interception when they call back. Oh, but we got Azo in the chat. What up, my guy? We started super late, but we had to go to StreamYard because I didn't have OBS set up. I had to soft reset and reinstall Windows the other day because I'm having such issues with the PC now. Azo said, "What you think of some of the guys coming out of the UFL?" I'm not exactly familiar on which players, but, like we talked about, I think you mentioned it, last night. It's inevitable with the new return rules that some of these guys from the UFL might come into the NFL, especially if they just show, potential and took some to the house, excuse me, in the UFL. Um, I think it'll be fun to see. I talked about this on, a stream yesterday. I'm gonna reemphasize this for all my Baltimore Ravens fans. If I am a special teams coordinator on any NFL team this season, my one and only goal is to make the other team use a timeout on special teams. And what I mean by that is by running out formations in weird ways. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't really know if they give them the proper time to set up and line up and cause a little confusion. But, I joked about it. So traditionally, you have, safeties, corners, wide receivers at the gunners positions, moving the tight ends and linebackers as you go in. But of course, in the old NFL, for all the old heads, we remember when you used to do the wedge formation, where you would lock arms, get together, the wedge, which they eventually outlawed and banned with the rule change. But if you remember the wedge, you remember there also used to be wedge busters, and I have experience with this. So we were one time when was playing semi-pro football. We were doing some special teams, and we actually didn't have a lot of players show up for practice that day. So they had our starting left tackle as a wedge buster on the most interior of that line. I literally bounced off this man. This was a former starting tackle for Coastal Carolina University. Um, I hit him with everything I got. I literally went airborne, rolling backwards. And my coaches were like, "Levi, you chose the biggest dude on the field to hit." And I'm like, "I gotta try, coach. Someone gotta slow him down." Like, I ain't scared. Um, oh, was that a catch? Incomplete. Back foot throw to the first pylon on the left side for the Falcons and almost a touchdown throw. 4th and 9 with 8 minutes in the fourth. Um, but so, with the wedge busters, so what if I instead run out every backup offensive line I have active on the game day roster? Because the shortened distance on these new kickoff rules, it's basically almost like a designed run in a sense. And with that, all I'm saying is, like I said, if you run out some wide receivers, some corners, a safety, linebacker, tight end, like a traditional set, and I run out 6 offensive line on the far right side of the field, and what I'm doing is I'm pulling the guards, and I'm allowing those guards to uh, basically catch a cut block, maybe on the backside, or someone that seals the edge, and then I pull 3 guards from right to left, getting momentum, clearing people. Like, I'm telling the guards, I want you to level people. Like, oh my God, who was that? An ACC game, I think against Clemson, or the entire like kickoff return team on the onside kick. I've got it saved somewhere. The clip, they just level all of them. I think it might have been against NC State, and the field goal kick is wide left as it's going to stay at 6-13 game Baltimore. But yeah, again, the goal, guys, as a special teams coordinator, is to force the other team to call a timeout on special teams. If you can do that, you reach GOAT status in my mind. But again, we talked about this is preseason, and the overall competitive advantage of not showing your hand in a brand new process introduced into the NFL is going to be big. It's like when they introduced really like in the Patriots with having an extra offensive lineman check into the game and how that changed a little bit of the play calling. Why would you show that in preseason when you can maximize your competitive advantage out of it? So it's why I've been very vocal that I feel like we're not going to see any actual true kickoff return packages until the season starts. And they're probably going to have one deep down in the bag of tricks for like a playoff game scenario. Uh, so we're gonna have to wait a while, but this whole thing with the kickoff's a little crazy. So hear me out on this. So the entire goal of the kickoff game, the NFL to see more kickoffs returned because we saw the absolute lowest of that. I'm sure behind closed doors, the NFL owners are like, "Why don't we just get rid of this? Why don't we just get rid of it? We can stop players like that are actually made to play the game, yada yada yada." Which everyone's like, "No, we can't. That's changing the game in a way we don't want to change the game." So they're trying to incentivize more kickoffs. But here's the thing: let's say someone has a Devin Hester like player, someone that if you guys, if anyone remembers the old Devin Hester days, teams would legitimately punt the ball out of bounds anywhere, didn't matter, to absolutely make sure Devin Hester didn't get a chance to return the ball. So let's say someone has that type of potential. They've taken 5 back to the house already in the first 7 games of the season. You know what I'm saying? You're not trying to punt to them in a key primetime game, or I should say, kick off to them. You're just going to tell your kicker to boot that thing through the back of the end zone like you always have. Even though the ball is out to 25, 35, whatever, it's still better than the 40. And no matter what, the 40 is better than the house. You know what I'm saying? And so if there is a play returner that is that good and actually makes kickoffs fun again, teams are just going to go back to kicking it through the end zone. What the NFL is going to have to do is make it harder to kick through the end zone. They're going to have to be like, you need someone who's got like elite kicking power. But then we're going to see NFL teams kind of like something we talked about here. A lot of teams have been exploring having a second kicking option on the team. Do I have like a safety maybe? Like I'm trying to remember his name. Oh my gosh. But there was a safety that actually used to play kicker a little bit. And why, if he can kick it all the way and get it down where he's supposed to get it down for the kickoff rule, why would I not put a safety out there with extra tackling? Because no one wants to lose their kicker for the season because of a busted coverage on kickoffs. A poor, like, destroying situation. I hope your neck's feeling better destroying. Um, so, at that point, the teams might just, okay, I need someone that can just blow it through the back. I'll just literally get someone that can do that, basically. Because again, at that point, it might be worth how many. If you give up 7 touchdowns on the season through special teams, it's probably worth the roster spot because then you don't have to worry about your special teams. There's a lot of different ways this could go. We've got Devin Leary back in the game for the Ravens with 6:30 on the clock. That's definitely interesting. As I don't think we still have any starting offensive linemen in. But interesting, though, I don't know if Emory Jones is hurt or if, but we've got Devin Leary back in the game. Emory Jones finishing his night 7 of 9 for 100 yards and 1 touchdown. Having a pretty decent night. Of course, we'll see probably more of him in the Green Bay game 100%. We probably won't see any Josh Johnson. Handoff going right. That's Kelly. And, we got a flag on the play as Brooks was there trying to make another highlight. And the Falcon players are laughing a little bit. They knew he almost got another highlight tackle as we've got holding on the Ravens offensive line. So back them on up 10 yards. And like they're saying, let's talk about Natron Brooks here. And so officially they moved Natron to the nickel position. And he was playing outside a little bit, it looked like earlier, but he is everywhere right now. Like, God, he's like so good. Leary looking, setting up a screen on the right. He's got some blockers and down at the 50-yard line. I believe that's Gep Collier. And going to bring up, basically gain those yards back. Probably going to bring up 2nd and 9 or 2nd and 10. After, of course, the holding penalty backed him up. And they're showing the cornerback depth chart for the Atlanta Falcons, and Natron Brooks, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, ninth on that depth chart. Definitely making himself some money today. Azo said, "What about a longer field?" See, that would involve like every NFL team changing their stadium, which NFL owners, and this is something I talked about on a stream last night. Everyone's got to remember this. Everyone hates Goodell. Everyone hates Goodell. Goodell did this. Goodell did that. Goodell did not do it. The NFL owners voted on it. Goodell keeps getting extensions because Goodell takes all the heat for the NFL owners and he willingly accepts it and does a good job leaning into it. Boo for me, yeah, boo for me at the draft. He leans into it and takes the heat off the owners, and the owners, Natron Brooks with a hit caused a fumble and should have been returned or recovered by the Falcons, but bad practice. He tried to scoop it and run instead of falling on it. Natron Brooks delivers and look at this. Natron is 10 yards back, reads it as soon as the ball is thrown, comes in, delivers a solid hit. The receiver doesn't, as he's tucking the ball away, Brooks puts his helmet on the ball. This kid is playing lights out. But I think definitely, Azo, they would move where the kicker actually kicks the ball off further back. And at least then having to make a roster decision would be a harder thing than, just making a decision to kick it through every time. They'd have to actually think about it. Jordan Stout getting the ball away, spear catch called for, and Wade was fooled. They went with the fake fair catch, so the Atlanta ran out like 5-7, called the fair catch, eyes up like he's about to make that great catch, and then the ball went like through the back of the end zone. That was well done. Well done, sir. That's all I can say about that. And remember, guys, if you're hanging out with us today, you've chosen wisely, my friends. Thanks for coming and hanging out with us today. We got some of these OBS gifts imported over last night, from from OBS to StreamYard. So, what up, dog? Workaholics was a fun show, that's for sure. Azo, you missed out last night, dude. We were crying, laughing, playing Jackbox games. It ended up going over 3 hours. So we went from like 10:30 to like almost 2 p.m. It was an absolute riot. We actually only had 4 players show up, so we're really hoping to get a much bigger player base for next Friday. So again, Friday, 10 p.m. Eastern, if you can make it. Azo said, "Did you ever answer my question on UF players getting drafted?" I'm not sure. I don't know. What was it? There was what, 2 players? I saw there was a couple like CFL players later in the draft that got drafted. Ooh, let's take a look at the stats though. Yeah, I didn't Google. When I googled UFL players getting drafted, I didn't see anything. UFL draft season 18 put up. So there were these guys that went. Did not see. So that's no, I'm not sure exactly which ones got signed from the UFL. First and 10, strong formation here. Probably should be a run. It is good counter run here by number 42 of the Falcons. As 3:15 as the Falcons are looking to go win this game probably. Oh, sorry, itchy head. There are a bunch of UFL players getting signed to the NFL year 26 or something like that. Man, that's crazy. Let's see here. I'm gonna try to players. Let's see. UFL NFL signing tracker. So Jakeem Butler from the St. Louis Battlehawks signed with the Bengals. Sal Cannella from the Arlington Renegades signed with the Buccaneers. Keandre Thomas from the Houston Roughnecks signed with the Panthers. Nate Bruce of the Michigan Panthers signed with the Bengals. Ty Scott of the DC Defenders signed with the Seattle Seahawks. Julian Davenport of the he's an offensive lineman though. So interesting. Let's skip the offensive lineman. Kevin Austin Jr. of the Birmingham Stallions signed with the Saints. Nahia Shelton of the Memphis Showboats signed with the Jets. Marcus Sims of the Panthers signed with the Seahawks. Ricky Person Jr., running back of the Stallions, Birmingham Stallions, signed with the Seahawks. And the Seahawks brought in a lot of UFL players. Gary Conley came from the DC Defenders to the Dallas Cowboys. Dawood Davis from the Memphis Showboats to the Carolina Panthers. A couple offensive linemen too. Oh, Jalen Redmond's back in the NFL. Congratulations, Jalen. Jalen Redmond was on my draft special 2 years ago. He got an injury settlement from the Panthers. Guess went to the Wellington Renegades. He signed back with the Minnesota Vikings, so that's really exciting. And then two kickers from the UFL. So some of these guys like Jerry and Conley and Jalen Redmond are former NFL players that just like weren't working out and went to the NFL, sorry, the UFL, and came back. Yeah. Conley was the first round pick at one point, so that's a good amount of players. That I didn't mention all of them. Yeah, the UFL though gives a chance for some of these guys that maybe didn't quite make the NFL right away, or like to be able to make that step basically. Grady, oh, I like this commercial. Grady Jarrett lining up against kids. He's like, "Ready to go, boy. Let's see what you got, kid." That's pretty funny. Children's Healthcare of Atlanta, Orthopedics and Sports Medicine. That's a good organization right there. He just said, "Yeah, I think the number of players signed is near 60. That is crazy." We'll have to see how many make it to the 53-man roster, but still a good either way. What's funny is actually I got to reinstall Discord here on the computer. I don't actually have Discord installed yet. But we got a lot of fun stuff coming. I'm excited for it. I'm trying to do my PC for any PC people. Uh, I'm still kind of getting it like max disk usage with like nothing running almost. Like basically, I think it's the system itself maxing, which I believe is a sign of either my hard drive or the motherboard having some issues. All my USB have some kind of like problems with them. Heck, my USBs I think are sometimes causing the issues themselves, which I don't know if it's driver issues or what. I'm trying to like work through it. I don't know if we're gonna get a new PC. With the move and everything, we spent a lot of money. So we already didn't have enough money to go to Baltimore Ravens training camp. I'm really excited though too. I I wanted to go to training camp so bad this year. I've never been to the Castle Under Armour Performance Center. And if you don't know, that's Baltimore Ravens facility. They call it the Castle because it like looks like a castle. It's a real big selling point to our free agents. The players love it. The fans love it. It's beautiful. So I've never been. I was really excited to go. I got some passes this year, but didn't have the money, so I last minute was giving the passes away. Like I started like sorting through comments on Twitter of like trying to find like people giving a little bit of a sob story. And one kid, one was like next day notice. I knew that was gonna be hard to do, so I actually found him asking for that specific day, and I was like, "Bro, can you still go? Like, if you tomorrow, can you still go?" And he's like, "Yeah." So I gave that one to him. Another one went to a lady who's been trying to get a ticket for like 3 years, and then the last camp ticket I had went to a father son who had never been to the castle themselves, and I asked him also to take another father son combo. Apparently, it was like I think the son's around the son's birthday, so he wanted it as like a birthday present. He reached out to me just after the other guy, so fingers crossed. I really hope that all four of them kind of met up and went and had like a really great time. But no matter what, it went to I felt like someone who really kind of deserved it, so I was happy with that. 122 as incomplete pass here. Falcons are on the Ravens side of the field, so clock stops with incomplete pass. They've got a chance here, but Ravens, of course, are going to play the bend don't break mentality, I'm guessing, and not try to really give up because they can surrender a field goal all day, but just don't give up the touchdown. Well, officially here on the 27-yard line of the Ravens, so 7 yards out of the red zone. 4 wide here. Paddock with the shotgun snap, looking left, over the middle, going back to the right. He's got a little curl route, and he's down at 12-yard line. So first down and in the red zone as the Falcons are looking to take the lead in this game. Azo said, if you're still running OS on your HDD, that's your issue. If you're using Windows 10, this is a known issue between Windows 10 and HDDs. Spend 30, 40 bucks for everything on a solid state drive. See, and I think I have a solid state drive in my PC. I don't think I have an HDD, but I'm not positive on that. 90% sure though. I should look though. Maybe I gotta double check, but that's probably exactly what's causing my issue. But I'm pretty sure I have an SSD. And outside run going left, and Ravens make a great play. Nowhere to go. So would I basically install a second solid state drive? Paddock over the middle. He's got a man, and we've got a flag on the play, and it looks like we're going to have defensive pass interference in the end zone on the left side, maybe defensive holding. Either way, it's going to be a first down here for the Falcons and almost goal line. Azo, it's not full, but I have a terabyte basically. It had about 200 to 300 gigs left. Um, I ended up I was like, maybe it's just getting a little too full. So that's one of the reasons I did a reset just to clear a lot of stuff, unnecessary stuff out, kind of restart a little bit. So I now have a little more space. Like I think I have about 500 gigs free right now on my hard drive. So I'm hoping again that helps a little bit. I could clear more off of it. I have a external terabyte hard drive that I could like move more pictures and photos and stuff like that over to. We've got a touchdown on a run up the middle, and the Falcons gonna tie this up 13-13. Kicking PAT. Oh, I'm sorry. Did they miss? They so PAT ties it. 2-point conversion wins it. I feel like they're gonna go for the 2-point conversion here. 30 seconds left. We're gonna see. Yeah, and then on top of Azo, I was doing check this SFC scans
and DSIM commands in the command prompt. Hold on, we'll get that. Uh, PA 2-point conversion attempt. Going to be a run up the middle, and the Ravens stop it. That's number 95, Tavius Johnson. And that's what we like to see out of that young man. That's exactly what we needed out of him. Comes off the left side of the Ravens T line and just beautiful play chasing down this halfback. Let's watch the replay here. So he's outside the tight end and shoots between the tackle, the tight end, unblocked, and good job just chasing this down, showing some good closing speed on the halfback. And was definitely a bad block by the tight end. He went with the outside man instead of the inside man. You never give it up to the inside man. Never, ever, 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 ever. It's like if you're on the O line, you never let someone cross your face. And that man just let someone basically cross his face, and that was bad. We've got an onside kick here attempt by the Falcons, so they had to announce it to the Ravens. Azo said, since you have an SSD or if that is an issue, however, if FCCs have infinite read-write means they are written on 2 times daily. Ooh, and see, maybe that's the issue. My phone will dial, hit you up later about it. If you have a 500, you have that's fine. Likely the issue is age, and that's what I'm saying. It's age. Phone dying. Bye, my guy. Thanks for dropping in, Ace. So I'll talk to you later on Discord, my guy. And onside. Oh no, it isn't onside. I'm so confused. I thought this was going to be an onside. A little squib kick here. We've got a chance. Oh, and that's not Deontay Hardy. That's number 36 for the Ravens making the return. And he almost took it to the house. Had to probably one, maybe two men to beat. Hold on. I want to make sure I see who that was. That was Owen Wright back there returning the kick. Interesting. And with that, the Ravens are going to take a knee, and that is the ball game, ladies and gentlemen. A final score: Baltimore Ravens 13, Atlanta Falcons 12. We didn't see any Michael Penix. We did see Oro Horo sighting early from the Falcons. Got a sack, which I'm sure is exactly what Falcon fans wanted to see out of this game more than anything. Welcome in, Steve, my guy. We're finishing up the stream here, but welcome in. Official stat lines for the game: Baltimore Ravens. Josh Johnson, 11 of 11, 120 yards and a touchdown, 1 sack for 12 yards. Emory Jones, QB number 4 on the roster, 7 of 9 for 100 yards, 1 touchdown, finishing with a 150 quarterback rating. And Devin Leary, who came back in to finish the game for the Ravens, 3 of 5 for 24 yards, no touchdowns, no interceptions. Oh, I'm sorry, Emory Jones, 1 sack for 2 yards. Ravens rushing attempt got nowhere in this game. Chris Conley, leading runner, 12 carries, 29 yards, no touchdowns for any running backs on the Ravens today. John Kelly Wright, 5 carries for 21 yards, finishing with the best average on the day, mostly getting his work, though, at the end of the game. Absolutely got blown up by the Natrone Brooks and the Falcons at one point. Dayton Wade, the leading receiver for the Ravens at the end of the game, 2 catches, 67 yards, 1 touchdown. Beautiful double move late there was in the fourth quarter. 4 targets. And Keith Kirkwood and Tylen Wallace kind of wrapping this up. Blake Cunningham, most receptions on the day, 3 for 28 yards with a long of 9. So got all the balls thrown his way as he continues to fight for a roster spot. On the opposite side of the ball for the Falcons, Chris Blair, 4 catches, 91 yards with a long of 32 on 5 targets. Showed a lot of good promise there. Jesse Matthews coming in with the most receptions, 5 for 38 yards on 8 targets. So Jesse Matthews targeted often and early for the Falcons. The real star, though, on defense, Natrone Brooks for the Falcons, 13 tackles on the night, 8 solo, 1 for a tackle for a loss, which we watched as he blew up a screen for the Ravens. View Braid, the cornerback for the Ravens, 8 tackles, 5 solo, followed by Yabandi Rigby. Not much going on there. Jamarian Williams, of course, 5 tackles, 4 solo, but he did have that penalty against him, 1 pass deflection. This is going to be an interesting season, though. Like I said, we're really excited to watch the young defensive linemen and edge rushers for Atlanta continue to develop this season. Will Penix get any playing action? Will Kirk be the old Kirk? There's a lot of potential on Drake between Drake London, Bijan Robinson, and Kyle Pitts. With Kirk out there, the question is, can they keep Kirk clean? And what type of offense will they run there down in Atlanta? Of course, we've got Super Bowl aspirations here in Baltimore at M&T Bank. Chris Jones continues to look good in camp. He's pushing around Andrew Voorhees, who led the NFL Combine after tearing his ACL last year. I'm sorry, not last year, the year before at the NFL Combine. So between Beak, Urban, Chris Jones, Roderick, I'm sorry, I'm forgetting one guy, and I know I am. Oh my God, how could I forget Michael Pierce? I'm so sorry, Michael. And then of course Owe, Ojabo, Tavius, Adisa, Kyle. We've got some really good, we've got a good amount of youth at edge. They have to show everyone. They have to go out and shut up the haters. You know what I'm saying? Just like Lamar's trying to shut up the people about the playoff. Um, well, I have faith in Lamar. I have faith in our edge rushers. I think this is the deepest the cornerbacks room has been for the Ravens for years. The running back room's in good shape. The offensive line got significantly younger, which I think is a good thing for us this year. We haven't even had Ronnie in there yet or Linderbaum. So that offensive line, I think, is going to look really good when we see the full starter unit. The wide receivers got depth and room. We we just watched Zay have a historic rookie season for the Ravens. Bateman's here for the next 3 years. He's looking like old Bate. I know some Raven fans are still upset about the injuries, but just like I said about Odell Beckham Jr. last year, I said I don't care how much he plays in the preseason. I really don't care how much he shows up in the preseason. As long as he turns into a playoff target monster, I'm cool, my guys. And of course, his deal that he signed for in the current wide receiver market, you can't be angry Raven fans. He was so reasonable and so humble in those contract negotiations. He gained so much respect in my mind. Of course, Nelson Aguilar coming back, the constant veteran. I will admit, as much as Nelson played pretty good football last year, I want to see more of those targets go to the younger guys. That was one of my biggest critiques last year. Not that he's not playing good, but just I want the young guys can't develop if they don't get the reps. You know what I'm saying? And that's been one of my critiques about the coaching staff for a while. Devontae Walker brings me a lot of hope. Unlike some of the Ravens flock, I have not given up on Tylen. I think Tylen just hasn't really gotten some shots at where he needs to be to shine. And of course, between we don't need to say nothing about the tight end room. Our tight end room is fantastic. So I think Kadir Ismail reminds me a little bit of Josh Oliver, who I thought was going to be a free agent steal in free agency, and I still think he was. But again, let's talk a little bit about what we got coming up here on the Future channel before we get out of here, guys. So, of course, we have an interview last time with Kyle Pitts, Denver Broncos fan and NFL fan. He's got a lot of good content on his channel. Make sure you check it out. We'll have that all scheduled and the links up here on Twitter later. We've got, of course, Jackbox Gaming coming back on Friday night, 10 p.m. Eastern. Oh, if I didn't say Kyle Pitts, 9 p.m. Eastern on Tuesday. Jackbox Gaming, Friday the 23rd, 10 p.m. Eastern time. Absolute hoot. Make sure you come check it out. Of course, then we got Green Bay on Saturday, the final game of the preseason at Lambeau Field. We'll be covering that game live as well. After that, the following week, we'll be doing starting our fantasy football, finishing up with Jackbox Gaming before we really start to get to business on this season, guys. So the everyone knows Baltimore opens up against Kansas City Thursday night football to start the season. Opening week, we're covering Kansas City versus Baltimore, Green Bay versus Philly, and LA versus Detroit to celebrate the start of the season. We're going to have hopefully our first episode of Around the Bay debuting, um, our first fantasy football segment before. I'm sorry, it will actually that yeah will be our first actual fantasy football advice segment because the first one before that, the week before, will be the draft. Hopefully, we'll have our first ever Commissioner of the North episode. We've got a lot planned for the first week of the season. We've got a lot of stuff coming up on the channel. We've got collabs planned with Chimera for the Buffalo Bills game. A soft okay from Brandon Perna of That's Good Sports for the Denver game in November. We've got a collab planned with Locked On Chargers for the Hard Bowl late in November. We've got a collab with Philly Special Cards in December, as well as, I'm sorry, I forgot the names. I'll get them out there later. New York Giants and Houston Texans. So we've got a lot of collabs planned here for the season. We've got a lot of new content we're trying to bring to the stream this season. And I really appreciate every single one of y'all for coming and joining us here this Saturday for the Baltimore Ravens versus Atlanta Falcons game. I hope you come back and check us out for all our content. Of course, we do mostly NFL games. We're gonna have some fun gaming and Q&As, fantasy football advice, and a few other things. So make sure you hit that like and subscribe button before you head out today. I hope everyone has a wonderful rest of the weekend. Um, Blessed we got out of this game. It looks like healthy. I don't know how many starters will be playing in the final preseason game, but I don't expect too many. Uh, with that, I'm your good boy, Darwin's Raven, Levi, D-Ray, whatever you want to call me. And I appreciate you coming and spending this Saturday with me here on Darwin's Raven.